Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Devil's Art Club. We will be continuing our creature design course. In this video, we will be creating the iterations for our creature with Zbrush. In our last video, we created our plan. Let me zoom in. We created what type of creature we would want to have, and we also made some very basic thumbnail sketches in Photoshop. We will be only creating some basic iterations. This is still not the final sculpt. Okay, we will still play with even more different shapes and styles. These thumbnail sketches that we did, we will use them as base and then sculpt in Zbrush. Okay, so let's start. As you can see, I have already opened Zbrush here. So we will go to Lightbox and in project. Here we already have a lot of base meshes and primitive shapes that is provided by Zbrush. We will be using, there are these two, both male and female. We can use any base model we want. Let's use the male one this time. Okay, no. And don't forget to save your Zbrush files. Okay, sometimes it could crash and we will lose our progress. So you can also keep like multiple versions so that if we don't like certain changes we did, we can easily go back to the previous models. Here I have saved my file as cd01, and after we make certain changes, if we want to, we can increase the version by just naming it C2 like this. It will be very easy for us to maintain our files, and we also won't really lose much if our Zbrush will suddenly crash. And some of you might also have been through it when we are just working on it and Zbrush just decides to lose all of our files. So okay, we have created this one. With the help of base meshes, as you can see, we already have this basic human shape and it saves a lot of time. But if you are practicing and let's say studying anatomy and you want to learn how to create human shapes and models, I recommend doing it from the scratch, from the basic sphere or any primitive shapes that you find comfortable. Here we have did a lot of different thumbnails. I really like the idea of the split head, but I also kind of like this, where the head part is coming out like this. The what is it called? The trap, of the plant that we have here. This one. I really also like it. Maybe we can play with it, right? So let's see. Let's delete this. We don't want it. We can add it later if we want to. And append, we are going to split our model a little bit in the center so it will be easy for us to control it. And as you can see in geometry, this has different subdivisions, right? You can on this and check it. Is subdivision 2 and 3. Each and every subdivision is usually multiplied by 4. As you can see, there are all these square boxes, right? If we increase it by one division, what happens is, as you can see, each and every box here is divided into 4 like this. This is one box and it is divided into 4 parts. So when we subdivide it by once, it multiplies itself by 4 times. So for now, we don't really need these subdivisions because we are just going to be creating simple iterations, to play with different shapes. So you can just delete higher here. And now we only have this low model, low poly. And you can also see the poly counts here. As you can see, it says 15,000. So first, let's split our head a little bit in the center. We will use Boolean for this one. Hit append, and let's use the cube. We can turn off the perspective for now. Okay, let's do this. Let's increase the thickness a little bit. Maybe up to this much, right? I think it will look good. Okay, maybe a little bit higher. We can change it later. And now what we can do is, you see this live boolean, we can use this function. First let's make this on, and then this. You can see we have created a gap in here. As you can see, there's, we can't really see behind or inside of this model. So for this one we can display properties and double. Maybe it is because of the boolean. So let's first accept it. We have created a split here. We can also change it easily. All we have to do is to press it, and then we can easily change it like how much we want. Let's go up to this much for now. And then we can do is touch this model in our main model, go to append. Oh no, wait, first of all we have to go to boolean and make boolean mesh, because this is just a live boolean, right? We still haven't applied our boolean to our model. This is just like a preview, just a preview model. Now we will make boolean, and here it shows it is in progress. I think it is done now. Now we will go to append, and you can see here, you may smell Z model. You may smell Zbrush. Now let's just append it, and you can see there is a new model here, and this one is properly split in the middle. Here you can also see its polygon. Because we did a boolean, it automatically tries to add all these vertices to fix it. Okay, now it is done. Let's on the perspective, and let's off it, and we can do this. Let's use the drag function. This, and we can also use the lasso tool to easily control it like this. If we press Ctrl and press in our marks like this in here, it will soften it like this. You can see it is softening itself. And now we can do this. You won't be able to control the masked area. You will only be able to control this white unmasked area. If we press Alt, you can see the lock is unlocked, and we can easily control it. We can easily change the place of this. Right now if I change its direction, right, it is moving from here, from the center. But if we touch Alt, and then you can easily drag this, the model is not moving with itself because we have unlocked it. If we don't press Alt, then it will move along with it. If we press Alt, and then we can keep it here, and then we can do this, right? And then we can do this. It looks like it is splitting away from each other. We can do the same. Let's try to use symmetry for now. Where is it? Model, mirror and weld. Okay, you can see it perfectly creates a symmetry here. Mirror and weld under modify topology. Okay, that's on perspective. Okay, let's add this one. I really like this shape coming out of it, and also this tongue like thing. So let's try to create it. Let's use the curve tube here and see what we can do. For now I'm going to turn off the symmetry function, and let's drag itself like this. We're just going to follow its shape for now. What happened? Oh, it went outside. Okay, let's split from the max point. Okay, now let's use the move brush to keep it in place for now. Okay, we have kind of like created this outline for it. We are going to stretch it a little bit and create this shape. Let's mask it from the inside like this, so the inside won't be affected that much for now. Okay, now we can easily extract it like this. And now we have to think about what type of shape we want to create. Maybe I want the face to be visible, so let's see. We are still working on the iteration phase, right? So we don't have to make it pretty. Just focus on creating interesting shape. Okay, so let's try to mirror it. Okay, we can go to deformation and then mirror to change its direction, and then mirror and weld. Now we have this. It looks a little bit weird. It doesn't look that scary, right? For now. Okay, so let's create this tongue-like structure here, right? So let's go append and let's use just a sphere. Bring it here. Oh wait, maybe we can just delete. We can use the curve tube. It will be a lot easier. Let's just do this, and split marks, solo, and then alt, and keep it here. Let's change its shape a little bit like this, just to adjust it. We can pull this one. Don't try to make it perfect right now, okay? We are just playing with our shapes and still creating iterations. This is still not the final model, okay? We are going to create maybe 2-3 more iterations and play with different shapes like we did with the thumbnail sketches here, and see what works, you know, what we will like with this basic material. Let's increase the ambient a little bit, like this. Maybe it's too much. 10. Maybe we can change the shape of the human body a little bit. Why does it look so white? Let's change the shape of the human body a little bit. If we press Ctrl W, you can see it separates its polygroup and we can easily select it. We can just press Ctrl Shift and then to the polygroup that we want to isolate, like this, right? It is isolated. But the inside is also separated. Do we need the inside? I think we will need it. So let's just, first of all, let's select the outside one, the arm one, and then Ctrl Shift and then drag it. You see, it just reverses it. I will show you again. Right now we have 3 polygons, right? But we need this one and the green one for the inside. So we can do is we can just Ctrl Shift and select the hand, and you can see now the hand is selected. But if we press Ctrl Shift again and then drag it, it just reverses the effect. Now let's change the body a little bit. Maybe I want to push it like this, you know, a little bit. Just playing with different shapes. Don't worry if it doesn't look good right now, just play with it. And okay, let's see. Let's smoothen it. It does look a little bit weird, but it's okay. We can fix it. I think the shape looks a lot more interesting, right, than before. So before it was like this, now it is like this. I'll have to change this also. Let's add different spiky teeth here and see how it looks like. I have downloaded different brushes here. We can make it also ourselves. Let's use this one, the polygon. I have the polygon brushes here. Not polygon, I'm Flip Normus. These brushes are from Flip Normus. I'm using this one. Let's use the teeth one. But where did the teeth one go? Oh, here it is. The teeth one. Let's just use a basic one right now. Let's use this one. We can just easily drag it and just place it there. For now we are just placing it, right, to see how it looks like with the different teeth. You can play with different sizes and rotation here like this. We are just adding like a bunch of random teeth for now, just to see how it looks like. Okay, now let's just mirror it here, mirror and weld. Now we have it on the two sides. In Zbrush we can look at different angles at the same time. For that we just have to first place it where we want to. Let's place this one here and then press Shift S, right, and then we can just change its location like this, and then we can rotate it. As you can see, this is kind of like a snapshot that Zbrush takes within its viewport and just keeps it there. You can see I can move this one but not this one. This is just like a snapshot of it, and let's keep it here and then again Shift S. You can see it has taken a snap here. We can easily do this. Like this we can look at different angles at the same time. I think it is good enough. And if we press Control and N, then all of it will disappear. I want to change the shape of the hand a little bit to make it slightly larger. Let's push it slightly backward. The proportion looks a little bit off. Maybe it's too big. Just a little bit. I think we should change the feet also. Let's do this and remember guys, we are just working on different iterations. Okay, we are just still playing with different shapes, so this is not the final. Okay, and just play with it, play with different shapes and ideas. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. It doesn't have to be perfect ever. We just have to keep improving and playing with different shapes and different ideas and keep on improving ourselves. I really like this slightly bent shape. It looks a lot more interesting, right? If you look at this way, you can see it's slightly curving and the tongue is also slightly curving. It has these types of curves. It feels a lot more organic, I think. Now this is definitely a plant, right? So we need it to look like it is taking over its body. So there is this one trick that we can do. Wait, I will show you. In this append and then G spread, if we press W, you can see it is move. It moves it around. With scale, you can see here it is the E. We can make it bigger or smaller like this. You can just drag it. If we drag it downwards, it will increase in size. If we increase it upwards, it will decrease in size. Let's press the transparent one. You can see the rotate one will only work if we have like multiple joints. Right now, let's decrease it a little bit and let's keep it here. So what we can do is we can go here down and there is this G sketch, right? and edit sketch. Wait, so sketch. Wait, what? It's not working. It's working. So let's keep it in the center here, and then if we press edit sketch, and then you can see it's in the move right now. If we press Q, it will go in the draw mode, and you can see the icon of this one change, right? If it is on the move right now, you can see the transpose, and now it's on the draw. You can see the brush function, and we can easily draw like this on top of our character. This will work as a base, but we can easily draw on top of our character like this. Wait for a second. Draw function. Okay, you need to edit sketch. We have to click it and it will lighten up in this color, and we can easily like paint on top of our characters now. There are also different functions here. You can see sketch, we can just press B, sketch 1, sketch A, these are the smooth function. Let's use the sketch B. You can see we can paint on top of it. We can also go outside like this. So from here, I really like the roots, taking control of the limbs like this. So we can create this. Maybe the roots are bursting out here. Maybe this character uses, the roots to fight also, like this. Maybe the infection is a lot, in the back side like this, and it is really difficult to work from behind here. Let's create it like this. It's really difficult to work from the back angle to sketch it like this. Maybe all of the roots have taken control of the body, and this human body is literally like corpse. This parasitic plant took over this human body, and let's say it killed it and is now using this corpse as its vessel and is controlling with all these vine like roots that is going into it, right? I think that idea sounds good. Like this. So let's create a snap and see how it looks like. This is on the back. I think for the first iteration it looks fine, right? Okay, this is our first ZBrush iteration. I really like the idea of the mouth splitting open and from the head. It looks really nice. I also really like the curvy shape of the body, and all these roots that is taking control of it. Okay, so let's use this one as our first iteration. Okay, now let's work on into our second one. We can press Ctrl N and then do this. Okay, let's just keep it like this, right, for our first iteration. I really like this, right, the head that is being split open. So okay, let's use this one as our first iteration. And I also kind of want to play with the idea of this one, right, the one with the bent body like this, the split head. I think the split head and the bent body looks is maybe too much, right? I like this split head in this standing model here. Okay, next time, okay, for our second iteration, let's play with this shape, you know. Let's play with the bend shape a little bit more. So for now, let's just leave our first iteration like this. So that's it for today's video. I want you guys to also play with different iterations in Zbrush on your own and create different ideas. Okay, don't don't make it look too pretty, just play with it like how we have done it here. So that's it for today, everyone. We'll meet again with our second iteration next week.